All right, final hour. Here we go. 6:07. Good evening. Matt Murphy with you until 7 o'clock tonight. We'll hand off to Mark Levin at that time. Ken Weaver's back in the news closet. Mr. Louie is on the board running the show right now. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I hope you are.
I'm blessed.
You know, so Jackson started cutting my microphone off, and we just had to let old Jackson go. That's the way that rolls. So, you know, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, folks. And when the kids start getting out of line, you gotta tell them. You gotta tell them. I'll turn this car around, and I had to turn it around on Jackson. So Louie's in for the duration. I'm kidding. Jackson's gone to do something else. I don't know. Y'all don't give me the business. We love Jackson, and everybody loved the fact that Jackson turned my mic off. Aha! It was very funny. It was also real funny that Ken Weaver won Nincompoops in the news. Way to go, Ken Weaver!
Yay!
Good job, Ken.
I appreciate that fella who was wearing underwear and shoes.
Man, oh, man. And we got to feel like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like his political career ought to be over, but
who knows this day and age, man?
Boy, you never know. I mean, you can never tell. I would say that there ought not to be a political future for old Zohran Mamdani, who is the Democrat candidate for mayor of the city of New York. I've got a story involving Mamdani coming up in just a moment on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Going to share that with you. Get to your telephone calls as well, 615-737-9986. So just as a reminder, we were talking earlier today about Washington, D.C., and the effort, a very simple and meager effort on the part of the President of the United States to get law and order back into the city. And Democrats are just bending over backwards trying to explain to us, the crime's not really that bad. Oh, they're pretending the crime's down. The crime's down from last year. Last year, they had like 282 murders in the city last year. The carjackings 282 murders in a city of 700,000 people. Would we put up with that in Nashville? As a matter of fact, let's see how many murders in 2024. That's a good question. Murder rate, total murders in Nashville, because Nashville, the city proper, is about the same size as Washington, D.C. In Nashville, Davidson County, there was a 5% decrease in violent crime from 2023 to 2024. While the exact number of murders for 2024 isn't explicitly stated in the provided results, it's mentioned that homicides in general were 6% lower in 2024 compared to 2019 across a broader study. Well, that sounds like a bunch of malarkey. Here it is. Thank you to News Channel 2. They'll give me the answer where AI would not. More than 100 homicides in Nashville in 2024. So, all right. Fourth year in a row that the city reached triple digits, but this was a story that was delivered late December of 2024. So data from the Metro Nashville Police Department revealed Nashville reached the tragic milestone of triple digits in 2017, which broke a near 20-year record of only double-digit homicides. South Precinct saw the biggest jump in homicides. So we saw just over 100 in 2024, and that was the fourth year in a row the city reached triple digits. So we are shaking our head wondering how we get our homicide rate down from triple digits, and we're just over 100. Compare that to, now, once again, that's Nashville, Davidson County, which is comparable in size to Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. has around 700,000 people. Now, I understand the metro region has a lot more people than that, as does the metro region of Nashville. But the city of Nashville and the city of Washington, they're comparable. City of Nashville, Davidson County, roughly 700,000 people, at least the statistics that I saw. Roughly 100 murders last year. Last year, 182 murders, I believe it was, in 2024. That was down from 282 murders in 2023 in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. obviously has a crime problem. And so these liberals moaning about the idea that they don't, ridiculous. Nobody really believes it, even the liberals that are saying it. And so while they do that, they try to excuse their policies that have exacerbated the crime problem, as has been expressed by the Trump White House. Part of the problem, cashless bail. Part of the problem, these young people that are running rampant in the streets, they know they can't get prosecuted for anything. 13, 14 years old, property crime, whatever, they get to go home. They get out. Cashless bail, too. Democrats are now running away from these concepts, acting as if they don't understand how any of this happened. But it was just a couple of years ago when Karine Jean-Pierre was standing in front of the podium at the White House saying all
I
this.
did talk to the team, and we have a couple of things that I just want to lay out for all of you and on what the D.C. bill does. It reduces maximum penalties for offenses like murders and other homicides, armed home invasion burglaries, armed carjackings, as I mentioned, armed robberies, unlawful gun possession, and some sexual assault offenses.
All right. You hear what she said there? I'm going to play it one more time for you.
I did talk to the team, and we have a couple of things that I just want to lay out for all of you and on what the D.C. bill does. It reduces maximum penalties.
You hear what she said? You hear what she said? One more time.
What the D.C. bill does, it reduces maximum.
It reduces, they reduced the penalties for crimes like murder. They reduced the penalties for crimes like home invasion and armed carjacking and unlawful gun possession and sexual assault. They reduced the penalties. If you reduce the maximum penalties, all of those penalties go down. That's a tier step approach. And crime went up. And crime went up. I'm sad to tell you, folks. I'm sad to report that the Democrats don't support law and order anymore, it doesn't seem. They support criminal behavior, criminal activity. In the meantime, I know this is going to come as a shock to you, but a socialist city-funded Kansas City grocery store, which was propped up over the years by more than $18 million in taxpayer money, has now closed. Sunfresh Market, which was opened in 2018 in the city-owned Linwood Shopping Center, was part of a community improvement district. The shopping center received a multi-million-dollar renovation budget about a decade ago as a part of the city's revitalization effort on the east side. But after months of bare shelves, crime problems that Kansas City continues to spend additional money to curb, and what one reporter described as, quote, a rancid odor connected to drain maintenance, Sunfresh has shut its doors. The sign on the front of the door at Sunfresh, according to local NPR affiliate KCUR. Oh, wait, so there are still NPR affiliates afloat? Huh, without all that federal money. Imagine that. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances beyond our control. So, I love this. Some things just make me laugh, y'all. Unfortunately, that's number one, due to unforeseen circumstances beyond our control. So these weren't just circumstances beyond our control, and they weren't just unforeseen circumstances. These were unforeseen circumstances beyond our control. They continue. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances beyond our control, we are no longer, at this time, able to serve the residents in this important community. It has always been our dream and passion to provide quality products and services in a safe family environment. At this time, unfortunately, we are unable to do that. So that's the second, unfortunately. According to Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas, for years the city was, quote, happy to be a partner, but there's always a limit to what we will invest in. So this is an absolute failure of socialism. The failure of Sunfresh in Kansas City raises doubts about the feasibility of what Zohran Mamdani has proposed in New York City. New York City? New York City! Mamdani said that he wanted to establish a $65 million network of city-funded grocery stores. Mamdani has been unclear whether the stores would be operated by the city or if nonprofit partners similar to the Kansas City store would run them. Waving off concerns that New York's food is expensive because of sales tax rates and the high cost of labor, not because of grocery stores' profit motives, which are famously low, Mamdani has lauded his taxpayer-funded plan as, quote, political experimentation. No matter how you think about the idea, says Mom Donnie in a podcast in July, I think there should be room for reasonable policy experimentation in our cities and in our country where we actually test out our ideas. And if they work, they work. And if they don't, c'est la vie, then the idea was wrong. I can go ahead and tell you the idea was wrong. And here's how. Socialism is socialism is socialism is socialism. If you take away the profit motive within the system, then what is my incentive to provide better quality than the guy down the street? I've long asked this question. And I asked the question about public schools, too. I think the public schools fail because of a lack of competition and a lack of a motivation to provide a better service than the guy down the street. Simple question. If I told you, now, whether you live in Mount Juliet or Pegram or Columbia or Hendersonville or Clarksville, wherever, Tullahoma, wherever. If I told you that we were going to assign you a grocery store, that the government of the state of Tennessee and the government of the United States of America, we're going to assign you a grocery store, and that will be your grocery store. Some of you might get a Publix. Some of you might receive a Kroger. Others of you, perhaps, are there Winn-Dixies around? I feel like there are. Get yourself a Winn-Dixie. No matter, because they'll all be the same. We'll eliminate grocery store names eventually and just get, grocery store number 8, grocery store number 12. If I told you that we were going to assign you a grocery store and that everyone within your region would go to the same grocery store. Now, bear with me for a second now. We're going to assign a grocery store. And you have to go to that grocery store to get groceries. Do you believe the quality of groceries at that store is going to go up or down or stay the same? I'll wait. Will the quality of the groceries that you will receive at that grocery store, if I require you to go there, will they go up, down, or stay the same? They don't have to compete for your business anymore. There's no chance for you to go down the street anymore. There's no opportunity for stores to earn additional business anymore. The entire competitive lifeblood has been sucked out of the grocery system. Do you believe that the service that you receive and the quality of product that you receive will go up or down? This, in this example, is the basic failure of socialism. When there is no incentive to provide a better quality product, when there is no incentive to provide better services, why would I? Why would I? You wouldn't. Gordon Gekko was right. I understand that they tried to make him the bad guy. Greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed works. When properly managed, when properly regulated, I don't want anyone cheating the system, and I don't want anyone cheating you. And there is a proper role for oversight within a free market system. But the free market works. And the government's insistence that they can do it better has failed time and time and time again. It failed in Kansas City. It will fail in New York. And they fail to see why there are not more grocery stores within the city. 3 reasons that I can give you, 2 of which we just mentioned. The insane wages that grocery stores are required to pay their workers, number 1. The insane taxes that grocery stores are required to pay the government of the city of New York, and they have to pass those taxes along to the consumer. And number 3, the insane crime rates that go on within the city. the stealing and the crime that happens in and around the grocery stores themselves. You eliminate the crime, you eliminate the taxes, and you give me a competitive reason to pay good people fair wages, and I'll show you a good grocery store in New York City or anywhere else in the United States of America. The answer is not, it never is more government. Ever. Ever. Less. Quiet regulation. Larry will get to you in a second. It's 22 after the hour right now. You're listening to Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Yeah! Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I just, Louis, I can't do it on the radio, but I just told Jackson the second worst joke that I know.
What was it?
I can't. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I can't. We would hit the bricks. I would pack my crap up and I would have to go permanently away. According to Jack, am I right? Am I right, Williams? Immediately fine. Oh, you see, we're not. Oh, payback's you know what, isn't it? You don't get your mic on now. I get my mic.
Said the word. That would have been great.
I like that. You start cutting my mic off. You know, I claimed when you left and let Louis take over. I claimed that you were being put on suspension for cutting my mic off. And then I had to walk back on that because everybody loves Jackson. Jackson. What are you mumbling about over there? Is your mic?
Nothing. Me and Louie are just having a conversation.
Why are y'all talking off air? Talk on air, man.
That's how the radio works, isn't it, bud?
Oh, were you saying don't put me on camera?
No, I was telling him to cut your mic off.
Everybody's on camera right now.
Is Louie on camera?
I'm on camera, too.
Louis, Jackson, Murphy.
6:28. We got a couple minutes to kill, bud.
Three amigos. I'm going to go to Larry if that's okay with everybody.
Yeah, let's see what Larry has to say.
And then I'll tell you that was the second worst joke that I know. I have one worse than that. I'll tell you that in a minute. Hello, Larry.
How you doing, brother? Thanks for taking my call.
Larry, of course. Thank you.
Listen, Tennessee is grateful for having you here.
Well, thank you.
As are we grateful for having Brother Ken. Now, the second worst joke I know is Dan Mandis.
Good Lord, Larry. That's brutal.
Sadly, I don't have anything to throw him under the bus for today. But we love Jane Jones.
Jane Jones. Oh yeah,
well,
no, that's
Dan
what Dan called her. That's right. No, that's good. That's a deep cut. Joan Jones. Dan did call her Jane. I think Dan also called her James at one point.
Yes. Dan, listen, he even called
I love Dan.
Sam the wrong name. Sam has 3 darn letters. It should not be that hard.
Dan is the hardest working man in this business, and I absolutely love him.
I know that. I know that. But listen, I love you guys. I appreciate what you do. I listen every day.
Larry, the next time that you and I and Dan are in a room together, and it's probably going to be sooner than you think, as long as you can get there, Larry, you get there, and I promise you, if you're in that room and Dan is in that room and I'm in that room, I'm going to kiss Dan Mandis on the top of his bald head.
Listen, I told you before, I was going to wear a lipstick and kiss his bald head. But you were supposed to bring the lipstick, and you didn't.
I failed in my duties. I did not realize that was my responsibility. And contrary to popular belief, I do not regularly have lipstick on my person. Also, contrary to popular belief, I do look at the time, and I do try to stay on time. And it's time for the news on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. There we go. It is 6:38, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Matt Murphy. And you, apparently Jackson has decided he wants to co-host for the rest of the show.
I'm just hanging out. I'm probably going to go back with Louie after this.
Yeah? What, after this segment?
No, after I
think we're all going home after this sentence.
Yeah, after this sentence.
You sure you don't want to be in here? So You told me before you go, there was a lot of conversation because there's apparently aren't any Winn-Dixies here in Tennessee.
I love a Winn-Dixie down in Mobile, Alabama, or Orange Beach.
You know what they used to call themselves? The beef people. That was their hook. They had the meat back in the day. I worked for a Winn-Dixie for a hot minute.
What company have you not worked for?
Man, you reach a certain age and you're shiftless and you can't land anywhere permanently. You work a lot of places. I worked at a Winn-Dixie waiting on a radio job when I was 15 years old. And I bagged groceries for 3 weeks, and all the other grocery baggers were picking on me because I was determined to be the best bagger on the front lines. And in 3 weeks, ahead of a lot of those kids that had been there all summer, I got promoted to produce. And when you're in the produce department, you can do what the hell you want to.
How was produce?
Produce is great. 25 cents more an hour there, Jackson. Come on.
What'd you do?
Well, you got to load up the cukes and make sure they're all fresh and spray it down. Make sure everything's nice and moist.
Kind of like, have you seen Happy Gilmore 2 yet?
I have not. I was really, really worried after you said the words kind of like. I was like, I just said moist. Please don't.
Don't get us both fired
Don't
right
get us
here.
both fired right now. And I just imagine Louis sitting in the boss's office yesterday going, I didn't have anything to do with it. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Those two just started talking. I don't know what happened.
I told him not to. That's all I'm saying. But Piggly Wiggly. Now,
I love the pig.
Who doesn't love the Hoggly Woggly? That's a good one.
Love the pig.
And you got one over in Old Hickory?
Yeah, I've been going since I was a kid.
Yeah.
It was a Piggly Wiggly, then it was an H.G. Hill Center, and now it's back to Piggly Wiggly.
You just want me to age myself when I tell you this, but they used to.
I remember when it was Old Tommy's General Store.
Green stamps, man. Green stamps. You don't know what those are, do you?
No.
I don't really know what the purpose of green stamps were. All I know is that when my beloved, long deceased mama and I used to go to the Piggly Wiggly, one, she would always call it the Hoggly Woggly, invariably. Number two, I always got a bottle of Coca-Cola, which was awesome. And number three,
that was back when it still had real cocaine in it, right?
100%. And you think I got energy now? Whew. Little Murphy on cocaine. So and number three, they gave green stamps out. And I don't even know what the green. I mean, I guess it was for stuff. But we had a book in the glove compartment of the car, and you would get a certain number of, they called them green stamps. They were like stamps that you would lick and attach to the booklet. And once you filled the booklet, you would get like a free ham or something. I don't know. So she would let me, we'd get back into the car, and she would hand me the stamps, and I would pull the little booklet out of the glove compartment, and lick them and stick them on the.
It was like a frequent flyer card.
See, it's hard to be nostalgic with someone that really doesn't have any nostalgia in their past because they're only like 12.
I'm 25.
Same
I'm nostalgic for like the early 2000s.
Same thing. I feel like Louis can feel what I'm saying here. I'm talking about Mama here.
Remember iPods?
Now you're just messing with me. Yes.
When am I not messing with
yes.
you? One day you're gonna realize.
Do you know what a Sony Walkman is?
Yeah, it's a little yellow thing. It was like a portable cassette player.
Why don't you just leave? Why don't
All
you
right,
just
I'm
get
cool
up
with that.
and
Appreciate
leave?
you.
Get up and leave. I feel like I'm being picked on, Jeff. What's going on, Jeffrey?
Oh, I remember some H green stamps there, old feller.
Telling you what, man, those green stamps were something. I don't know what we bought with them, but they were. I know I got to attach them to the booklet, brother.
That, and I think Sinclair gas stations used to hand them out too, if I'm not mistaken, if you had anything like that down south.
S&H green stamps is what people are telling me. And that I just remember at the old pig, you collected green stamps, you lick them, you stick them in the book, and you get prizes.
And the dispenser was cool too because you could push a button and it'd punch out however many stamps you're supposed to get, you know.
Yeah, that's back in the day.
Yeah, I worked in a grocery store too, so yeah, did you ever carry groceries out and then get some good tips back?
Oh yeah. They said they said there was a sign on the Winn-Dixie door that said no tipping, and I never saw that sign, Jeff. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I know exactly what you're saying.
You provide quality customer service, and I think a tip is appreciated for that customer service. And I was very nice to the elderly ladies that would like for me to carry their groceries to the car. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and hit on by them cougars every now and then, probably too.
Well, there was some of that going on, maybe.
Oh yeah, but I called and everything. This in D.C. They got the guy hitting the cop with his sandwich and everything. How long do you think it'll be before the liberals ban the salt sandwiches now?
Oh well, yeah, that's true. It was a salted sandwich, wasn't it? So. They should. I mean, we got assailants that are popping people with footlongs.
Yeah, I mean, it's got this guy with a felony charge, the same as if he'd have hit him with the butt of a gun. So, I mean, this is an assault sandwich. You used it to assault the officer. So I think it should be banned.
Well, I think you got a good idea there that we need to start a campaign to shut the subways down until we can. We got to figure out some sort of system where we have a background check before you walk into the subway to get the sandwich.
Yeah, and especially if it's a couple-day-old bread or something, and things get hard, man, it could really hurt you and put an eye out or something.
No, it's well-spoken, brother. I mean, I absolutely love the idea. No, you're right. I mean, the absurdity, thank you for the call, the absurdity of all of this is not lost on any of us. We've reached peak Trump derangement syndrome. When we first started talking TDS, I guess it was 2016 when he got elected. I recall these things, there were stages of TDS to begin with. I mean, at first, when Donald Trump announced and came down the escalator, y'all remember this. It was 10 years ago. And everybody kind of laughed it off. Oh, it's just Donald Trump. He's a showman. He's not really going to get into the race. And then he got into the race. And he's like, well, he's not really serious. He's not going to stay in the race. And then he stayed in the race. Well, he's not going to last. And he lasted. Well, he's not going to win any debates. And he won debates. Well, he's not going to win any primaries. And he won primaries. Well, he's not going to win at all. He's not going to become the Republican nominee. And he became the Republican nominee, yet still they treated it like a joke. Why? Because they were convinced that Hillary Clinton would win. And the fix was in, right? The fix was in. More on that fix in just a second. But once he won election, once he became the president, that's when the TDS really kicked in. And Trump derangement syndrome continues to this moment, to this second, to the point that anything he comes out in favor of, there is a segment of the population that they will automatically be against it. If Donald Trump came out in favor of lovable puppies for everybody, the Democrats would want to kill every puppy in America, just on general principle, and not understand why people would look at them like they're crazy. Is my example too far from what's happening in Washington, D.C.? Donald Trump came out and said, you know what? We've got too much crime going on in Washington, D.C., and it's high time we put a stop to all of that crime. And the Democrats said, what crime? What do you mean, what crime? Have you been outside? Well, I don't see any crime. And besides, it's not right that Donald Trump wants to stop the crime. Crime is not so bad. They find themselves in a position where they're trying to defend the crime. Border security, same thing. Better economy, same thing. Stopping wars, same thing. Listen to how they react to Trump earnestly attempting to see if he can't negotiate a peace. And I hear people all the time, well, he just wants a Nobel Peace Prize. You know what? So what? So what? Oh, Donald Trump, he's just trying to get a Nobel. One, I don't think they're ever going to give Donald Trump a Nobel Peace Prize. Number two, I don't think the Nobel Peace Prize means what it used to mean. I mean, back in my day, a Nobel Prize actually had some sort of cachet to it. You didn't realize that it was politicized then, and it's most certainly politicized now. But even if you don't believe him when he says he wants to stop the killing, so what? If he stops the killing and his purpose is to get a Nobel Peace Prize, the killing has still stopped. So what, his motivation? Well, he's just trying to get the economy better because he wants credit for it. So what? It's like saying that I'm opening a business just because I want to make money. But when I do so, in order to earn that money, I'm providing a quality good or service to the general public at a low, low price. Well, forget all of that. You're just out for money. Yeah, but I'm still providing a quality service at a low, low price. Oh, but they want to assign a motivation to everything that happens. And so it is that this meeting is happening tomorrow. I don't believe that Vladimir Putin is a good actor. Obviously, I think Vladimir Putin is an evil guy that kills his political adversaries and subjugates his people. He has turned into the authoritarian that so many liberals claim that Donald Trump wants to be. Donald Trump does not have the friendly relationship with Vladimir Putin that Democrats would have you believe. But he does believe that he can look the man in the eye and ascertain whether or not he wants peace. Now, obviously, Vladimir Putin wants control of territory. In a perfect world, he wants the Soviet Union back together. He wants to bring that band back together. Well, we know that that is never going to happen. Are there things that Donald Trump can offer Vladimir Putin? Obviously, he can offer him a sanction-free environment. He can offer him a possibility of a path back into the G7, becoming the G8, which would provide some economic salvation to his country that is much needed. But Ukraine has to give some things up, too. Will it come to anything? I don't know. The man's a master negotiator, and let's see what happens. But, oh, no, the liberals just want to poo-poo it and say that, Trump, and it's a chess game, and Donald Trump's not ready for it, and all of these types of things. Trump is getting us further along down the line than, frankly, ever would have happened with Joe Biden because Joe Biden was so old and dementia-ridden. I don't say that to insult the man. They couldn't let Joe Biden go. What was it? He was going to go on an aircraft carrier or he was going to go on a ship of some sort. And they decided, this is a true story, by the way. I saw it the other day. I did not read details because, you know what? I don't want to kick a guy, a cancer-ridden, dementia-addled old man when he's down, despite what he did to this country over the 4 years of his so-called presidency and, the 8 years of his so-called vice presidency and whatever. They wouldn't let him go to a trip to a boat because there were too many steps. Too many steps. That guy was going to negotiate a peace? I don't think so. Donald Trump? Maybe. We'll see. It's 51 after the hour. We'll finish up in a moment on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. All righty. Winding down a Thursday edition of the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Excited. Louie's going to be in the house tomorrow all day, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm here all day.
I like that. Oh, well, I mean, at least my portion of the day, 3 to 7. I dig that. No Jackson. Anytime we can get rid of a little Jackson, that's a good day. Yeah, I know you appreciate me. Thanks to you being out there. Real quick before we go, I promised I'd get to this story, and I got about a minute to do it. FBI Director Kash Patel uncovered a bombshell memo written in 2017, which chronicled the extensive political obstruction that career agents in 3 separate cities faced from their own bosses when attempting to uncover whether or not Hillary Clinton engaged in pay-to-play corruption involving her family foundation. In other words, while they were actively attempting to advance a false narrative on Donald Trump, then Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates is quoted as demanding to shut it down in a detailed timeline of political impediments that agents in New York City, Little Rock, Arkansas, and Washington, D.C. were reported. In other words, she was telling them to shut down the Hillary Clinton investigation. In the meantime, they were cranking up the Donald Trump investigation. Oh, yeah. Rules are for thee and not for me and all of that such and such. Mark Levin is up next. We got a First Amendment Freestyle Friday coming up tomorrow on the broadcast. Happy to have you with us. Hope you're able to join us. Until next time, hug your loved ones. So long, everybody.